The Saints are 5-4. Not only do they lead the NFC South, but they lead the NFL in turnovers created and interceptions. Is this heaven? Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlborough. I'm joined by Dave, Andrew, and Kevin.
Whoa, what?
What?
Is that
Yeah, AI technology really has progressed, folks, according to Budrich.
Thank you to everybody watching on the live stream on Twitch right now. I can see your boy Alan, San Antonio Saint, Budrich, Jason Champagne, Bookham Dano, Aldi Marino, and more. Tonight, we are going to discuss the Saints beating the Bears in the most hilariously uninspiring way possible. Do the Saints use Taysom Hill too much? Can DA get the pass rush to be as bright and shiny as his hair? The hotline is confused. Plus, we answer your questions and preview Sunday's trip to Minnesota. But before we start, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour, wherever you get your podcast. And I also have to mention about our MVP contest. Jerry at JLD Hot Sauces and Knives gave me this custom-made knife with the Saints Happy Hour logo. We are going to raffle that bad boy off at the end of the season. And if we reach $100 in donations tonight, someone will get to choose from my mini bar collection what I'm going to poison myself with. I have ginger whiskey. That looks disgusting. And mango jalapeno tequila. I've had that before. That's gross. It wasn't the one that made me vomit, but it was really close to doing so. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader already?
Yes, sir. Tons of donations already. We are already at 60%. I just haven't updated it yet. Thanks to Budrich for 1,500 bits. He said AI has really progressed. It really looks like Kevin is here. Who That Golfer has gifted a sub. Hatchet John already 5 gifted subs, and Budrich again 1,500 bits with donation message. Matt Ryan Jersey for Juge. So Budrich is in the lead by 500.
Hopefully
bits.
that's Matt Ryan, the Pelicans player.
Excited to see your dad in the chat too, Andrew.
Yeah.
So what's everybody drinking? I'm drinking courtesy of the best father-in-law on earth. He got me mint strawberry lemonade from the one of the big flea markets in Houston, and it's got strawberry punch, Hardhide strawberry whiskey as always. It's freaking amazing. Andrew, what are you drinking tonight?
I am under the weather and therefore not drinking.
You're not even going to have a what you call it, the thing that they drink in them old Miss games.
Throat coat.
You know, I need a little throat
toddy.
coat. I'm
A hottie toddy. You know, you get some throat coat, you throw a little whiskey in there.
I think you should send me a little throat coat.
I'll have to ship you. Yeah, I'll do that.
Dave, what
Overnight
are you drinking?
I am drinking the latest release from Parish Brewing, Actius Luna. I don't know, whatever.
I like that.
It's a take on their other one, Atticus Atlas, I guess. Delicious, hazy IPA, hazy boy.
All right, so Dennis Allen, he has a new, freshly colored head of hair, and he is He is feisty as hell and wants everyone to know halftime adjustments are nonsense.
Oh,
Play
good.
that sound, Thomas.
Oh, good. I mentioned this.
Halftime adjustments are over freaking rated. All right? Stop. Okay? Play better. Coach better. Execute. Do your job. That's what it's about. Okay? So that's what the communication was at halftime. You know, we didn't come in there and just change the whole freaking game plan. All right? We haven't done it any week up to this point. Okay? What we've done is we've called better calls and we've executed better. And we need to start doing that early on.
Wouldn't that be a halftime adjustment?
Yeah, hang on a second.
Yeah,
hang on a second.
I know.
Listen, I kind of like feisty DA.
Yeah, I like feisty.
Yeah,
DA.
you know, that was the feistiest he's ever been.
He got the Just for Men in there. He's feeling confident. He's sashaying around with the luggage again. That's great. That's great. I like feisty DA.
Kevin.
I prefer that over deer in the headlights, Kathleen Babineau Blanco answering tough questions, DA. But again,
Mitch McConnell, DA.
Right.
Oh my God. Poor Mitch McConnell. Man's having.
I don't feel bad for him at all. Am I supposed to?
Anywho's, no, I am not a poor man's DA, but thank you. Anyway, it's like, wait, what do you mean there's no halftime adjustments? What do you mean there's no halftime adjustments? Are you telling me that it's the same defensive scheme? Are you telling me that there's that there's a defensive plan in the first half and a defensive plan in the second half, in which case that is an adjustment? Or are you saying that you go in there and you chastise the players to play better, or you're saying you tell the coaches, but again, you're the one calling the defensive plays, aren't you, Dennis? Or are you telling the coaches, do something different, i.e. make an adjustment? Listen, I like the feistiness, Dennis, but all you had to say is, you know what? We go in there, we kick some ass around in the locker room, we get things right. If you want to call that an adjustment, so be it. We just call it making sure we're doing our job.
Well,
That's it.
I think what he's trying to communicate is his frustration that they haven't been playing well defensively out of the gate the last few weeks. And he's like, look, that's great that we play better in the second half. We talk in the locker room. We adjust, based on the looks that we're getting. And
no, not adjust.
We get better. Yeah, maybe adjust is the wrong word. But he, they get better at playing run defense. But I think what you're seeing from DA is frustration that, we should be playing better out of the gate. We shouldn't have to wait until halftime to talk about, and all of a sudden the execution gets better. Right. And I think that's where his frustration is. And it's been really interesting because if you looked at the graphics in that game going into it, they were talking about how the Saints defense was one of the worst in the NFL in the first half in terms of points given up, in terms of yards.
And they lived up to it.
Yeah, and they lived up to it, but then it's really weird what's been happening. In the second half, they start stopping the run, they stop giving up points, they start getting turnovers. It's several weeks in a row now that we've seen this.
Tyler Beignet, he was cooking them.
We were calling him, me and my son were calling him Baguette.
Beignet man was cooking them. But Kevin, thanks for
How many games has Beignet boy started? This wasn't his first, right?
Three. Is that 3 or 4?
Because I thought this was his first game. I wasn't really paying attention. I was surprised, and I was surprised when he came out slinging. The first 3 plays were like passes. I was like, I would have thought they'd want. When you're away in a loud environment, that first drive for the Saints when they're on defense, it's at least loud on that first drive.
They're chucking it all over the place.
And I was like, you'd think the first couple of plays, you just want to hand it off, get comfortable back there. Nope, just slinging it all around, picking up nice big 10, 15-yard chunks right off the bat.
No, it was
he got McDaniel fired. Yeah. He's the reason the Raiders owner's like, you lost to Tyler Baguette. I'm firing you.
Well, Tyson.
I think Badgett just ran for another first down. But
I also think Badgett is about to get paid next offseason. But no, just going back to DA, look, I heard that clip on the ride home, and I mentioned that on our immediate post-game reaction. And honestly, I think I kind of nailed it. I think I said it word for word, now hearing it back again. And obviously, I think you discussed it. What DA is talking about is he's not going in there. They're not changing the game plan. I don't think they're looking at film and changing the scheme. Like you said, they're just going in there and saying, hey, do better, play better. But that is an adjustment. If you were not playing well and then all of a sudden you play better, that's an adjustment. You made the adjustment. You started playing better. That's all there is to it. Because the last few weeks they've shit the bed the first half. They come out the second half, they shut it down. I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, and I'm sure Kevin could maybe look this up. But I mean, if you looked at first half points given up versus second half,
34-10.
There you go.
2 weeks.
You already know in the last 2 weeks, and it might even be. But anyway, so like I just. I don't know what they need to do to just.
Well, here's
I mean, it's silly. I get what he's saying. They're overrated because, like, I'm sure he's thinking we're just reiterating the same plan, or maybe giving slight alterations to the original plan. But the original plan, like, they just got to do the original plan, and we'll be fine. Well, so I don't think that there's like wholesale changes to the game plan. But I mean, one example that I would give is the Bears were running the most simplistic throws in the flats, one read to the first read, and the ball's getting out of his hands quickly. And those plays were going for 8, 12, 14, 7. Like they were getting chunks out of these plays. And later in the game, you see like Alontae Taylor, he makes 2 plays in the backfield where like he's just going full steam ahead and like crashing on the line of scrimmage on these little flare outs, right? And so now instead of going for 12 because the Saints aren't tackling well and they're getting blocked out of the play, the cornerback blows the play up. And as opposed to like giving them running angles because the quarterback was pretty fast and he had good escapability and he was getting chunk plays with his feet, they decided, all right, we're going to rush 4. They're all going to just do like just a bum rush, basically, where like they keep containment. We're not giving cutback lanes for the quarterback to get these huge chunks. So we're forcing him to be a pocket passer, and we're forcing him to make. And we're gonna do bump coverage, man coverage. We're gonna force him to get the ball out, and we're gonna force him to progress through reads and be a pocket passer. And he turned into a pumpkin. He couldn't do it.
Right.
So like of course that's an adjustment.
Yeah, but here's the problem though, and here's why even coming off of a win, I didn't want to be too negative
here we go.
Yesterday, but I am gonna be a little bit more negative today. It's a different day. I slept on it. I mean, my problem is
because I'm a small 2,000 square foot shop.
You can go down 2 touchdowns, 10 points or whatever to a team like Chicago and come back. That's fine. You can't go out next week and go down 2 touchdowns to the Vikings.
I think you might.
We are not. We are not built for that. This offense sucks too much. I don't think so. And that's going to be a problem.
Have you seen the schedule?
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. Thank you.
No, they can beat the Vikings, but I don't think they can beat the Vikings if it's 14-0 halfway through the second quarter.
I think they might be able to.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
So Kevin. Great to have you back. I have a serious football question for you because I know you eat the tape and you're just watching it. You got all these hot takes, formation strategy just in your brain. So I got a serious football question for you.
Yep.
Is DA now obligated to keep his hair dyed jet black until the Saints lose?
Yes.
Because they're 2-0 since the dye job.
Yeah. Listen, get a local sponsorship with Just for Men or some local salon or whatever. I'm sure Dave, look, I'm sure Dave still takes his kids to get haircuts. I'm sure Dave still goes with the wife sometimes.
The old Metairie barber shop.
I'm sure Dave knows somebody who still has use of a barber or a hair salon that could reach out and get a sponsorship deal with the team. That just have Dennis Allen come in, put a little bit of the black in there, and just send him on his merry way. You don't have to worry about the beard.
Now, wait a minute.
You got to do the beard too. You got to do a whole thing.
Wait a minute.
I want to know how stunned Dave was at the Hail Mary attempt, if we can call it that, right before halftime.
I would not call that.
How stunned are you? It didn't work.
I got to admit, when they rolled out for that, I couldn't figure out what to tweet. But I was just thinking of you guys for sure, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out."
Dave was stumped.
I was gonna tweet something like, "Oh, well, isn't this exciting?" or something like that. But now wait. Going back to Ralph. Ralph thinks that the Saints' success has to do with Dennis Allen's hair job. I don't know why we haven't talked. Have you guys heard about the Saints coin? We haven't talked about this yet.
The Saints.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Ralph, there's a guy around your neck of the woods somewhere in Houston. He's a Saints fan. He's about 24 years old. His name is Matthew Loricella. Before the season started, he had a quarter, George Washington on one side and the Georgia State peach on the other side. And he flipped the coin to determine who would win each game for the season for the Saints. So far, we are what?
Just got tighter.
We are what?
4.
No. Yeah, but we're 9 weeks in.
9 weeks.
The Saints coin has been perfect so far. The Saints coin so far has predicted the winner of every.
Is this guy on
Saints
Twitter?
game.
Like, how do I find
this? Was on Instagram. I will try to let me see if I can text. No, not text. I'm gonna send on Discord. I'm gonna send Thomas the picture, and he can.
I believe more in Dennis Allen's jet black hair just for wins than I believe in Saints coin.
Well, hold on. Has the Saints coin been flipped yet this year?
Yes. No, he's done the whole season. By the way,
sorry.
Yeah, no. The Saints will finish 11-6 according to the Saints coin.
Oh, the Saints. Okay.
He did the entire season in advance.
Yes. We know every game. So
I would, Ralph, have this guy on for an interview.
Thomas, he's in Houston. He's in the Houston area.
Have him live.
And Thomas, I just DM'd you the picture, but just in case you were wondering, the Saints coin says we're winning against the Vikings.
There you go. So here's the thing.
Nice handwriting.
We talked about it just now.
It's better than mine.
The defense is still really good. 8th in points allowed. 4th in third down defense. Number 1 in interceptions. And Kevin, my super hot take from the summer, I manifested that son of a bitch. The Saints are number 1 in turnovers created after 9 weeks. So, Andrew, am I wrong to worry
they're tied
about
for first.
What's that?
They're tied for first in total takeaways.
I'll take it. So, Andrew, am I wrong to be worried about the defense's terrible pass rush? And I feel like this good defense that they're playing is not sustainable if they're bottom 3 in pass rush, which they are.
I don't think you're wrong to not be worried. I mean, there's been times where Badgett, and some of these other guys have had way too much time to throw. But, as long as they keep playing guys like Josh Dobbs and Tyler Badgett and Gardner Minshew, I think they're going to be okay. So, yeah, eventually they will play a quarterback. I mean, even a guy like Jared Goff and the Lions is on the schedule, and I would think he would carve the Saints up.
I've got the schedule of quarterbacks.
Read them off. They're so delightful.
So this tweet is according to Ari.
Dobbs is looking pretty good. I don't know why you guys, I'm a little nervous about Dobbs.
We'll get to that later. Stop.
Save it for later. Josh Dobbs, bye week. Then you've either got Tyler Heineke or Desmond Ridder, Jared Goff, Bryce Young, Tommy DeVito or Matt Barkley, Matt Stafford.
Tommy DeVito?
Matt Stafford's hurt right now. It could be Carson Wentz.
Who is Tommy DeVito? Is he the capo of a crime family?
He is.
What is going on?
He was like the third string Giants
He's
QB.
Literally, that is literally
Baker
the name
Mayfield
of Joe
week
Pesci in
17.
Goodfellas.
And then week 18, Tyler Heineke and Desmond Ridder again. Now, Dave, you shouldn't be allowed to make any jokes about capos or the mob. Because
I'm the only one who's allowed to make those jokes on this podcast, buddy. I'm the only one.
I don't even know if you've watched The Sopranos.
Stop right there. Stop right there. I've watched every major Italian cinematic or television masterpiece other than the Godfather series.
If the Saints lose to Tommy DeVito, DA has to get fired immediately.
Bye week, it sounds like the scariest quarterback on that list.
It does. Dave, how weird is it that the Saints are loaded at corner and they've gone from the no catching motherfuckers to they catch everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. You were, at the top of the show, you said it was a dream. You wanted to be pinched because you weren't sure if you were dreaming about all the takeaways. But I want to be negative again because I feel like we've forgotten I was very frustrated at the end of the last game against the Bears. We had all those interceptions, and we had jack shit to throw for it, just to show for it. And I said this yesterday after the show or Sunday after the show, like, again, like you have to take advantage of this shit. This score should have been 40-something to 17 or whatever the hell it was. It should not have been this close. Right. You got an interception in the fourth quarter. You turned it over on downs. You got an interception again immediately after that. You punted it away. You got the ball back again. You missed a field goal. You got a fumble recovery, and then it ended the game.
They're not even getting first downs.
Yeah. It's crazy. You also got an interception at the end of the second half, and you had the missed field goal, and nothing happened with that. I know that we didn't have that much time. But
they had the ball.
I think we have forgotten just how annoying and frustrating the end of that game was on Sunday.
No, they had the ball, Dave. They had the ball up 7 3 times on the Bears side of the field. They started. They ran 14 plays. They got 22 yards and no points. So,
here's the thing. I don't think that's going to change.
Because they can't run the ball.
That's who they are. Like, we're going to hit the deep ball to Shaheed. Olave is going to get hot. Michael Thomas will do his thing. Carr will have spots in games where he's playing pretty well. Alvin Kamara will make a play. Taysom will have a nice run. Like, we'll get those things. Those will continue to happen. But I think this team at playmaker is fine. I think at quarterback, it's okay. But I just think this offensive line sucks. And when you can't block, like, it's going to come to roost. You're going to have periods where, like, you go 3 straight possessions and you can't string together a first down. Like, this is who we've watched them for 9 weeks now. It's not going to change. This is who they are. Their offensive line is bad. Ralph, tell the people what you told me about non-Taysom Hill runs.
Well, that was going to be the next segment, but I'll give the people a tease. The Saints, when Taysom Hill doesn't run the ball, the Saints are the worst running offense in the NFL.
What is that? What do you mean when he doesn't run? You mean like when he has 0 carries?
When somebody else
just take Taysom Hill out of this offense.
When a Saints player, not Taysom Hill, is running the ball, the Saints average 3.1 yards a carry. That's the worst in the NFL.
And that's including Shaheed jet sweeps. If you take that out, it's even worse.
It's bad.
Should Taysom just be a running back? Like, do we just have shitty running? Like, is Taysom just our only good running back? Like, what the fuck, Jamal Williams?
I don't think it's. Well, Taysom's awesome, but it's not just that. I mean, it's our.
What?
It's early, buddy. We got plenty of time to hit him again.
It's early. Thomas, I was just going to ask you for a donation update, but there it is. Read it off for the people. Tell us what we got.
Budrich is bringing up the heat. He donated 3,500 bits total with 2 donation messages. Go take your L and get your shine box. And another one.
I love it.
What, you think I'm funny? Do I amuse you?
Who's in first place? Budrich?
Yeah, easily.
San Antonio Saints.
Budrich, what is he drinking? Is he drinking the mango tequila?
Am I drinking the mango, or am I drinking the ginger?
I think
so. Think here, Budrich.
Mango tequila. I would.
Budrich, think about it, and then after I read this ad from our fantastic sponsor, you tell us what it is. So, guys, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry-flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, fresh strawberries from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof, blended and bottled in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Porch Jam Distillery. Hard Hide Strawberry Whiskey is not for the thin-skinned. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long, so support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. So what's it going to be, Thomas? What am I drinking?
He said mango. He said mango jalapeno tequila.
My God, this is so gross.
Coach better. Do your job. That's what it's about.
Yeah, there we go. All right, look at that. We've started to get DA sound bites now.
I feel like DA's gotten a little more feisty this year. His sound bites are like 12% better.
He's feeling it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it just
Trying to find.
It's so terrible. What was that? Ugh. You ever burp and worry you're gonna vomit?
You can't play soundbite bites like that because people are not going to know that that's a soundbite. They're going to think that that's actually.
I don't
Ralph
think you like that one.
They should watch then live.
That's true.
Not good, huh?
Hey, let me get an assist. Wait, hold on. Do I have that one?
Hey, Sally, I need assistance. The thing is, I just don't think God intended mango and tequila to be together. I just it's a and jalapeno,
it's mango jalapeno. It's all in one.
It's mango jalapeno tequila.
I guess
fuck.
now, who that golfer wants you to?
Kevin's catching up on everything.
Andy Dalton whiskey. That's a ginger joke.
Oh,
nice.
It is.
You gotta donate more for that.
I didn't think of that. That would have been almost as good as my Trevor Penning 1st and 20 joke if I'd have thought of that myself. So listen.
So here's the thing I will say just quickly about the run game. Ralph.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Like if we take Taysom Hill out of it, this run game is the worst I have ever seen. Like it's hitting the backfield, lucky to fall back to the line of scrimmage, 2 yards, 1 yard, 3rd and 1, you get stuffed. 4th and inches, you try to sneak it, you get stuffed. It is as bad as I've ever seen it. And Ralph, I lived through Ray Zellers.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Andrew was like, this is the worst I've seen since Ray Zellers. So I was curious. I was like, well, how bad is the Saints running game? So I went back year by year. The Saints in 2005, the Katrina year, they averaged 4 yards a carry. They haven't been this bad running the ball since 1998.
Wow.
Ray Zellers?
They averaged 3.5 that year too. Yeah, that was like Ray Zellers, Troy Davis.
My joke was actually true.
Lamar Smith. Like your joke was accurate as fuck.
Stop BSing the people in this country.
It's absolutely dreadful. But here's my question, Kevin.
Yes.
Is when Taysom Hill runs the ball, they average 5.4. And I know everybody screams more Taysom, and we all love Taysom. But here's the thing. Last year, he had 105 touches. This year, he's on pace for, depending on what site you use, either 138 to 145 touches. 40 of those are catches. So again, I ask you, is Pete Carmichael, is he giving us just the right amount of Taysom? Or are you worried that there's too much? Because Taysom is 33 and he's got a history of injuries. Like, how much should they just say bleep it and run Taysom Hill more?
Yes, he's 33. Fuck it. He's got like 1 year left. Just fucking burn it all to the ground and let's just suck every last drop we can get out of him.
Yeah, I kind of lean on that because, like Mexi Hudat says, he's riding Taysom because his job depends on it. I mean, the seat is still warm. May not be fiery hot under DA, but it's still pretty damn warm.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, even if the Saints win the division, I would still advocate for firing Pete Carmichael.
Oh, wait, but you think DA's seat is hot?
It's like
I think DA's seat is still warm.
It's like warm.
I don't know. He's already gotten to 5 wins. He would have to lose out the rest of the season for him to be fired. Anything less than that, I think he's fine. One more win, and I think he's fine. He gets the 6 wins. They're not going to fire him.
Jesus.
No way.
I don't know.
No
man.
way.
I don't think so.
This division is so bad, Dave. I feel like if he doesn't win this division, it's
listen. You want me to read off the quarterbacks they're facing again? If you can't go 4-4 and get to 9-8.
If you can't honor the Saints coin,
they're facing the rest of the way.
Honor the Saints coin.
If you honor the Saints coin, you might have a bye on the freaking. Actually, no. There's only one bye now. They got rid of the 2 buys.
That's right.
But
if you can't go 4-4 the rest of the way with the quarterbacks that they're facing, I think. I think that's
if you
a go.
can't. look, Kevin, you and I, and I'm sure Andrew and Ralph, we can all agree. If you don't go 4-4 with those quarterbacks, you suck as a coach. But that's not the question. The question is would he be fired? And no, I do not think he would be fired. If he went 4-4, he's absolutely not getting fired.
But I think if he goes 4-4, they're winning the South.
Well, but either way, but if he's got, he's one win away from 6 wins, like they're probably going to finish. If they finish second or third in the division, I really don't think he's going anywhere. I really don't. They will get Pete Carmichael. Totally different story. He's coaching for his job. He'll be the sacrificial lamb to show fans that, hey, we give a crap. We're doing something about it. Carmichael will be the one to go, but it ain't going to be Dennis Allen.
I wouldn't say there were empty seats Sunday because I was at the game. I wouldn't say there were a lot of empty seats, Dave, but there was a crap ton of Bears fans. A crap.
Yeah, there were a crap ton of Bears fans. I'm a
fan base.
I'm equating that to one. Obviously, Chicago's a huge city. I think there are a few cities in America I feel like that have a symbiotic relationship with New Orleans, Houston, Atlanta. I think, can you hear that?
Yeah.
And I think Chicago is another one of those cities where there's a lot of cross diaspora or whatever you want to say. But and also, I don't know, the Bears are the Bears. The 80s, they were so wildly popular. I don't know.
That is a long time ago, though. Like, they're still dressing up like Ditka and Walter Payton. Like, the 1985 Bears is a freaking long time ago.
Have you seen the Bears in the last 10 years? Because there's not much. There's not much to
train wreck.
Hold on to.
They've lost to the Saints, I believe, 8 times.
That's right. They haven't beat the Saints. They haven't beat the Saints since 19. No, they beat the Saints in 99, but they haven't beat the Saints in the Dome since 1991. And
they should be humiliated.
I mean, I would. Andrew, I was thinking this today as I was looking at some stats. Since the Jacksonville game in the fourth quarter, Derek Carr has been really good. Are the Saints now getting what they expected out of Derek Carr, meaning like the 15th best quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I think he's been okay. Nothing special. Like, he hasn't set the world on fire. I mean, we can't really blame him. Look, when you're up a touchdown and you're trying to ice a game, you got to run the football. And I think that's really, when we go back to the offense, I mean, there's plays here and there where you're like, yeah, Derek Carr should have had that one. So by no means am I saying like he's been great, but he's been getting better. And I still just think the offensive line, like, until they do a better job running the ball, they're going to have trouble icing these games. And so we were talking about this on the post-game show. I almost feel like the opponent doesn't matter. It almost feels like no matter who they play, it's the same game every week. It's like the defense plays just good enough to keep them in it. Sometimes they're up a touchdown. Sometimes they're down a touchdown. When the defense is playing bad, Derek Carr catches fire and makes sure that he keeps the game close. And the minute the defense starts dominating, it's like the offense throttles back to, all right, well, let's gear down and make sure that we're getting 1.7 yards per carry. Let's keep the other team in it. And then it kind of comes down to a Blake Grupe field goal, which he probably misses.
Oh, we needed to talk about that.
You know, like, it's just like every game, the opponent doesn't matter. It's like a mirror image of the last game. It's the same game. The opponents change, the games don't.
Hey, Kevin, Blake Grupe, like, I mean, he made the 54-yard kick, but he missed the shorter one. Like, how are we feeling about him? I'd be terrified if he has to line up to kick a field goal to win a game. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have high confidence is not high, gentlemen. In Blake Grupe. Okay, yeah, like, I get it. The ball explodes off his foot. That's tremendous. But is the ball going straight or is the ball hooking?
He's a miss, and he's one more miss away from kicking for his job on a Tuesday.
Do you guys remember how much Will Lutz struggled his rookie year?
Yeah,
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Wasn't his issue blocks though?
No, well, it was because the trajectory of the ball,
low.
But I mean, that to me, that's worse because then he's getting returns going back the other way. But
game.
I'll say this about Grupe. The Saints made a choice. DA made a choice that he was going with a UDFA kicker and punter. And remember now, Will Lutz was under contract. He was somewhat expensive. And then Gillikin was in a contract year where he was going to get a veteran deal on the other side of the season. And the Saints have cap problems. We know that. And they were like, you know what? We've got a couple young players that can be under contract for a few years. And then we're not allocating a bunch of funds to a kicker and a punter. And they're not going to be elite, but they're going to hold us down. They're going to hold it down. They're going to do okay. And I feel like Grupe is going through this similar growing pains as a rookie that Lutz did. And sometimes, if you're going to decide that's the direction we're going and you have to invest in it a little bit. And I'm not saying just tolerate misses all season. Obviously you reach a point where that guy where maybe you have to move on. But as things stand right now, I think he has a little bit of rope. He's a rookie. He's missed a couple clutch kicks, but we've seen his leg. We've seen what he's capable of. I mean, he hit a 55-yarder in this game. He beat out Will Lutz in training camp by having a tremendous training camp. I mean, there was pressure with every kick that he took in camp and preseason. So we know this guy can kick. He's been a little bit inconsistent, but again, I think when you look at Will Lutz's career, I think we're generally very happy that Sean Payton stuck with him after a bumpy first season. Very happy. And I think Grupe should get the same luxury.
Let me jump in with this because I'm looking at the numbers. Will Lutz in his rookie year was 82.4% of field goals made. His longest was 57 yards. His misses he missed 2 from between 30 and 39 yards. The rest of his misses were from 50 yards and above.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Grupe so far this year is 78.3% converted. 2 of his misses are from 50 and above. 2 of his misses are from 40 to 49 yards. And then he's missed 1.
He had that 29-yarder he missed.
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
In the year.
I didn't hear Lutz's stats. So how do they compare? Are they similar?
Lutz is a little better. Although Lutz missed a couple extra points, I think, and Grupe has.
Lutz missed 1 extra point in his rookie year.
Okay,
and I think
that's the same as missing.
I know he had 1 kick block that got returned for a touchdown against the Giants. I think he had another. And
I think it's close enough. I think it's close enough.
Against Denver, it was the white cleat.
Yeah, and then
oh god, jeez,
and then Peyton was like, "That's."
Do you remember other shit as well as you remember this random? Seriously, if somebody comes into work, holy crap, or your son walks in and says, "Hey, do you remember when I was 6 years old and I did this?" But you remember the white cleat. I remember it now that you're telling me, but I would never have been able to recall that what game that was. Who was the fact that was on a kick return? What in the Rain Man shit is this, dude? What the fuck?
It's always useless information too.
Bro,
I'm on this text chain of my buddies from
okay, Sean McVay.
I'm on this text chain with my buddies from when we were friends when we were 10 years old, and they're sending me pictures. They're like, "Who's this?" And I'll immediately be like, "Oh, that's that kid, and he was friends with that kid, and I know their names."
Do you have a photographic
7 degrees
memory?
of Kevin Bacon? Here's the thing,
but it's always. But that's what I'm saying. It's always dumb shit that doesn't matter. It's never something important.
The most useless. This is the most useless superpower in the world.
Right.
Think of this though, Kevin.
Andrew
Will
doesn't know
Lutz
football.
getting kick blocks is actually probably going to save Dennis Allen's job because Will Lutz got so many kick blocks. They brought in Mike Westhoff, 75-year-old Mike Westhoff, who saw Taysom Hill in the shower, got aroused, sprung Taysom Hill's career to life, and it's going to save Dennis Allen's job.
Sprung, huh?
Right.
So, I mean, think of that.
You gotta love it.
Dave, I have a question
Suck
for
it
you.
long, suck it hard. This feels so
dad-
good. Andrew's dad says, guess where Andrew gets his useless trivia memory from? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
So here's the question, Dave. Is it time to relegate full-time anime enthusiast and part-time running back Jamal Williams and give those touches to either Taysom or Kendall Miller?
You know what I would like to see before we make that decision? I would really love to see Jamal Williams to be featured for an entire game, not one quarter.
I'm on board with this.
Not two quarters, not 3 quarters,
not a couple carries here. Yeah,
an entire freaking game. The guy. Bell cow back 30 touches. Let me see what he does when you do that, and then I'll give you an answer to that question, Ralph. All right? And until then, I'm not going to answer your stupid question. This is happening. Lube up.
I would like to see what happens. Like, seriously, his whole thing with Detroit was he was the red zone running back. He got all these touchdowns in the red zone or like inside the 10. So why not try putting this guy in the lineup when you're in the red zone?
Threaten me with a good time. Go ahead, do it. Threaten me with a good time.
We're getting closer and closer to a Colin Saunders touchdown. It was
not if he's going to be double teamed.
Not if he's going to be doubled.
Hey, listen, if Colin Saunders wants to go get double teamed for the greater good, by all means, because then free up anybody. Like Juwan, like my guy Juwan Johnson was free as a result. So by all means, keep trotting him out there as player eligible, and let him go.
All right, Thomas, we have a donation update. If we get to 150, I'll drink this.
I think my Jamal Williams rant was worth 2,000 bits right there. Come on, people, step it up.
The ginger
yeah,
whiskey
we had
is
one new donation.
This shit ain't free.
That's right.
Jesus, Dave.
Use that as a soundbite.
Right. Was that intelligent?
I don't know if you can tell, but my wife's not home, so I'm
he's off.
The leash is off a little. Yeah, the leash is off a little bit.
Donation update, Rob. Donation update. Kudos Golfer, one new donation, 1K bits. Thanks, man. And Budrich is still in the lead, safe and sound.
Thank you. I want to say, everyone, I'm proud of y'all. The gargantuan hotline is back, and it was after a win. The uncensored version, which will be posted later tonight, early tomorrow, 14 minutes long, Andrew. People were very happy. Some of them were maniacally laughing. A Marlboro called, that's really weird, and said Ralph doesn't really know how to pronounce his own name. That's true. Thomas, let's hear it.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
I've never seen a confused person as to what to do with the ball after an interception in Paulson Adebo. That was amazing. I thought at one point he was actually going to split it in half because he didn't know if he was going to go to his right or his left. It's going to be right down the middle. I want to beat the fucking shit out of Grupe with his own fucking leg. Oh my God, there's a team even more inept than we are. This game should have been sponsored by Benny Hill. This is the first game I've ever seen.
Okay, so I got a comment. This one is for Ralph. Me and Ralph share the same last name. It's spelled exactly the same. But I pronounce it Marlboro. Ralph pronounced it Marlboro. Is Ralph botching his own last name? We can say Ralph is botching his own last name. But on to the game. We have two shutdown cornerbacks. Paulson Adebo is like a godsend because everybody want to avoid throwing it to Marshawn Lattimore and they throw it to Paulson Adebo. I'm telling you, he's going to have a million picks. And all those turnovers we didn't get last year, it seems like the universe is giving it to us this year. Man, I'm so pumped. We first place in the NFC South, and we can't be with. Black and go to the Super Bowl.
Saints Happy Hour Podcast. It's your boy Jerry G from Gulfport, Mississippi. Just calling to say what a great game it was. It was tooth and nail, but the Saints got the win. We are 5-4. We sitting on top first place with a little help from the Houston Texans, beating the Buccaneers, and a little help from the Vikings, which we play next Sunday over the Falcons. So today was definitely a good day to start the new week off. A Saints win, a Falcons and Buccaneers loss. It was definitely a good day. Just want to call to give you my recap on this game. Y'all have a good week. Who that? And let's keep this ride going.
What a majestic Sunday. Anyone who's rooting for us to lose for the future, you can lick 'em. What a glorious day to be a Saints fan. Almost as good as last week. That's only because I was in Indianapolis. Who dat for life and who dat every single Sunday.
If the Saints name me GM tomorrow, I'm hiring a first-half defensive coordinator and then let Dennis Allen make all of his wonderful halftime adjustments because his first-half defense increasingly just blows.
Wow, what a game. Holy schmolies. You would think with 5 turnovers we would have won by more than a touchdown, but what am I, Dave Carriello? Why am I going to rain on a parade? We are in sole possession of first place, baby.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any more complaints about Paulson Adebo's pass interference or defensive holding because he saved the game from the Saints' own incompetence. The Saints, without Paulson Adebo's 2 picks, 4 fumbles, 4 and recovery, 3 pass defended, and 7 tackles, we would have lost. He won the game for the Saints.
Not wrong.
He is the MVP. He is an all-pro. He is a damn good player. And it turns out when you have a healthy ankle, you're going to be pretty good.
Paulson Adebo, the hardest-hitting cornerback in the league, putting his team on the back.
All hail the Saints, kings of trash. Casanova bitches.
That was great. I have a whole bunch of
Paulson Adebo. I mean, shout out to that guy.
Yeah,
God,
don't ever get vaccinated.
Yeah,
don't ever.
Jesus Christ, come on.
I've got
the unvaxxed. I'm never questioning Paulson Adebo ever.
Yeah, put your life at risk for the greater good of Houdat Nation. Well, I have a couple of comments. First of all, Jerry Jr. Was from Gulfport there, so now we know now we know when he calls. The Malbro guy. There's somebody out there.
Mal. See,
you pronounce it Malbro, don't you?
Malbro. They have a
Do you
Ralph
really
Malbro.
mispronounce your own name?
They have a Ralph
46 years
in New Orleans. He quarterbacked for Bonneville. People think that I'm Ralph Malbro, the former cornerback for Bonneville High School. I'm just going to roll with it and see how long I can get away with it. People thinking I quarterback Bonneville.
Yeah, he was checking CDs with his bad hand.
Was his first name Ralph?
Yeah, Ralph Malbro, same spelling, everything. People follow me on Twitter. They're like, I was your teammate, man. I was your guard. I'm like,
Hey, he's in the chat. That was Dreamo.
That's Dreamo. Okay, great. First of all, that was hilarious. Dreamo, thank you for that. Wait a minute. Ralph, pronounce your last name.
Malbro.
You do pronounce it Malbro. You put an R in there.
Malbro.
But there's no R in there.
It is Malbrough. Malbro.
No,
It's
but
not
you're
like Malbro.
You're saying
like there's 2
Malbro.
L's, like mall, like going to the mall.
No, but he's
Malbro.
saying Malbro.
Mall.
His name is Derek.
Mal.
All right. Anyway,
This is
not
a therapy It's not new that I can't pronounce names. Why would I be able to pronounce my own? Like, why is that new? It's not.
Welcome to Uganda.
And then wait, there was another. I gotta write this. This shit goes too fast. I need to take notes on this. I forgot there was another
pen
caller.
and paper, man.
Yeah, there was another caller that I wanted to make a comment on. I was appreciative, but anyway,
I want to say,
thank you guys.
The Saints Happy Hour viewer mailbag is brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, take us to the top.
Wait, should we get a Kevin Love update?
Yes, after Take It to the Top.
After Take It to the Top.
Yes, we definitely should.
We got a mashup of Take It to the Top.
Because it might be like another 3 months before Kevin's on the show again. So
the mix.
Yeah.
So Kevin, before Thomas starts firing off mailbag questions, give us a love update.
Love update. So I was in Arizona for the past since last Thursday. Got back today. I checked the dating apps just to see what the scenery was like, and there is a high per capita. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, not sad music.
Save
no,
it. Save it.
There's a lot of
high per capita of very attractive women
Arizona.
in the greater Phoenix metropolitan area, and particularly in Sedona, Arizona.
Yeah,
so a lot of very a high ratio of swiping right as opposed to swiping left. That said,
how'd that go for you?
Yeah. What about when they look at your photo? That what does that make you? That means you're in like the bottom tier then when you're in.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Look, listen. It was an exercise. It was merely an exercise in doing that. I did match a couple of women I swiped right on. Did match with me. It was there was no conversation. It was literally just an exercise. Nothing happened. There was a lady, a friend of mine.
So the Saints analogy here is that you tried to hit the gap, but you had James Hurst blocking in front of you.
I don't want to be crass, Kevin, but you should be out there. I'm gonna put this politely, but I mean, like, you should be out there, sowing your wild oats is what I'll say.
There's a friend of mine who lives in southern Arizona, and I met and hung out with her for a couple of days.
Got it.
Nothing happened. No. Nothing happened there.
Then how is this a response to what I'm telling you about?
Her friend was in town. So nothing could occur.
This is happening. Lube up. That's the most appropriate use of that soundbite ever. This is why we give all our money to Thomas.
Your success rate is about that of Saints running backs running the football.
Yeah. Non-Taysom Hill running plays.
I don't understand why her friend being in town has anything to do with
lock the door and turn up the music.
Yeah, were you not in college for 4 years, for crying out loud? Jesus, come on.
No,
tie on the doorknob.
No Bona.
I think you guys have been married so long that maybe you don't get the analogy anymore. So I'll use a different analogy.
Oh, I get it. Okay, got it. No.
It was
Grandma
Shark Week.
Came to visit. No, we called it aunt or grandma was coming for a visit. That's what the girls I knew always called it.
Yeah.
All right, here. Got it. Well, okay. Rebuttal. There's other things that can be done.
You're on the way.
Other things that can be done.
Yeah. Well, look, we're not doing that.
I mean, you stop at red lights, man.
I'm not a. It's just this.
It's at red lights.
It's the whole thing.
I also not only do I stop at red lights, but when it turns green, I wait a little bit before I go because you never know when some asshole is going to cross the intersection.
You gotta be safe. They tell you to wait 3 seconds. Look both ways.
Right. Look both ways.
Okay,
wait. Okay.
Who Dat Ambush has a great question. Andrew, do we have more faith in Kevin or Grupe at the moment?
Groupie.
I don't know. It's tough.
Huge is really considering it.
Next question.
Coach better. Do your job. That's what it's about.
That one. That's
Thomas, hit us up with the first actual
Well, anyway,
question.
that was a fun love update.
Okay, we not only had a gargantuan hotline, but we also had a gargantuan amount of questions.
Can we play the hotline again? There were multiple comments I wanted to make about this hotline.
Maybe we need to do a podcast where me and Dave, we need to do a podcast where me and you analyze the hotline.
Well, we can do that after. I got nothing to do tonight. My wife still is not home yet.
All right, Thomas, hit us with
it. Get spicy.
Dave love update incoming.
Yeah, Dave's love update. The wife ain't here. It's fun time.
Dave's gonna update us next week. Okay, first question from Saints Rabbit. I messed up the graphic. Question for Dave. Are the Saints' woes on offense actually just because they are not putting fingers in defensive butts?
See, you got to be a patron, and you gotta know behind the scenes podcast.
The behind the scenes, yeah.
If you listen to the behind the scenes,
and Andrew, I know Andrew's totally confused too because he hasn't listened to that, and he didn't hear the phone call too, where we added his friend to the reservation to our I think it's the other way around. Well, no, actually, no, I think that's right. Anyway, I'm not going to answer this question. That's just a good question. You got it in there. You made me laugh.
Next one.
I can't come up with a funny response for that.
All right, next question.
Oh God, yeah. See, Kevin, you got to listen to the. You got to be a patron, buddy.
Yeah,
I am a patron.
Well, then listen. Did you not have time to listen while you were hiking in Sedona?
No, I was too busy trying. Never mind.
Oh yeah,
behind the scenes is gold. What's next, Thomas?
Before I read next question, thanks to Maxi who had for 1K bits.
Thank you, Maxi.
We're getting closer. Next question from Don Checo. He asks, what did we want more? A Taysom rush touchdown? Saunders Fatman touchdown or Shaheed 2 touchdowns?
No. Oh, this is tough.
Saunders.
No, it's not. No,
yes,
it's not.
It is.
Fat man touchdown.
No,
Fat
Kevin,
man
because,
touchdown wins every time.
Personally, that's what I would pick. But I mean, come on, Shaheed 2 touchdowns. That's 2 shots for Ralph. In addition to if we reach the goal, that could be a good show.
That's a shot of that's 2 shots if we reach the donation goal, and a shot if Shaheed gets 2 touchdowns in any game, I will drink a shot of Hard Hide Strawberry Whiskey every 15 minutes during the show.
You know, I've noticed that
I don't know why
the Lou Headley hate has quieted a bit.
He had a good game. He did.
Dave, did you notice that?
I did notice
inside
that.
The 5.
Wait a minute, I did. No, that was very good, very good. You know what? Actually, I'm glad you brought this up. I actually wanted to say something about Headley, and I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to offer my opinion. I'm just going to state facts. When Thomas Morstead was on this team for all those years, and again, let me preface by saying I sit second row behind the Saints bench, right behind where a lot of the special teams guys practice, kick into the net, do all that kind of stuff, where Wood practices his long snaps, that kind of stuff. Okay. For many, many years, I got very used to Thomas Morstead constantly practicing. If he was not on the field, he was doing something on the sideline, football related to practice. He was practicing holding the field goals. He was practicing receiving punts. He was practicing kicking. He was doing something at all times when he was not on the field. Lou Headley, he's just standing around. I'm done.
What's next, Thomas?
All right, next question. But before that, thanks to Maxi who had for 500 bits and gifting a tier 1 sub to Bulky. And I think okay, let's switch the questions. Next question from Bulky. He asks,
making it rain.
What kind of trash is each NFC South team? Plain paper trash, food waste, industrial waste, medical waste, etc.
This is a great question.
What the hell? This is like my daughter's school with like composting and plastic and glass.
Carolina is like rotten food.
No, I was going to say
that's
Carolina is toxic waste.
You think they're that toxic? I mean, I heard today that Adam Schefter was like, we don't know what David Tepper might do. He might fire everybody. Like, they are mad. Like, and Frank Reich was like, he kind of gave a press conference. He was like, yeah, I wanted Stroud, and the owner kind of made his decision. So, okay, we'll say Carolina is like toxic industrial waste. Tampa, Kevin, are they like plain paper trash? Like,
no. I think that's so. If Atlanta is toxic waste, then maybe Tampa is medical waste.
No, I think Atlanta is like waste of like. Everybody thought a lot of people thought Atlanta was going to be good. Arthur Smith, he's offensive genius. They were top 5 in EPA last year, blah, 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 blah. So like,
Mandy says radioactive waste. I like that.
Ooh, well, that's a good one.
Well, who is radioactive waste?
I would say Atlanta. When you lose to Josh Dobbs, they're cursed. They're cursed.
Arthur
Smith,
don't
touch Atlanta. They're
is Arthur Smith Mike Smith's son? Are they related?
No.
How? Like, have we lucked?
His dad.
Are we chase that down? Are you sure they're not related?
Have we lucked out into a second consecutive Smith head coach.
We have luck.
Terrible. Can we extend Smith? Like, what's this guy's contract situation?
He needs to be. They need to give him 5 more years. I just want to say,
give him a chance, man. Give him a chance. As long as he gets 4 wins, he's got to stay 5 years.
Are there any other candidates in the coaching pool with the last name Smith? If they have to fire him, can they stick with the
Carl
Smith?
Bring out Carl Smith from the retirement. I want to say this friend of the program, Bomani Jones, even though he hates the Saints, and he has said so on this program when he was a guest, even though he hates the Saints, his Falcon slander and jokes, he never misses. And if you listen to his podcast on Monday, he roasts the Falcons. And I was dying laughing. Like it's tremendous. I've never heard of a person that hates the Saints so much and used to be a Falcon fan roast them in a way that Bomani Jones does.
Well, it was by the way, we've got that question. By the way, we didn't say this was related to you being a minor social media celebrity yesterday when Neutral Ground News posted your tweet about the Saints being the top of the NFC trash pile, and they
Trash King.
The Trash King. All hail the Trash Kings. And they put that with a photo of a metallic gold trash bag sitting atop a pile of regular black trash bags, which was totally appropriate and just perfect. Whoever is over there at Neutral Ground News who came up with that
fine work.
Yeah, that's they did some good stuff.
Jason Champagne.
That's why that question
could hire Lovey Smith.
No, there we go. Let's go. Let's go.
There it is.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I remembered the caller. He made a funny point about how DA we should hire a defensive coordinator just for the first half. Is that a thing? Can we do that? Can we just get a defensive coordinator who just coaches the first half of the Saints, and then DA takes over in the second half after he says whatever he says in the locker room and makes those quote unquote adjustments, those non-adjustments.
Yeah, Thomas, what's next?
That was clever. I'm done now. We don't need to listen to the hotline.
Yeah.
All right, final question of the show from Bruce HC, European question. On a scale...
I saw that too. I couldn't keep it together. I saw that too. Aldo Marino says that the defensive coordinator that would call the first half is a, quote, defensive fluffer.
Yeah, just comes in... gets the defense all tight and hard there for a little bit, and then Dennis Allen can come in and finish it off.
Jesus.
we need a defensive fluffer.
How much do you pay? How much do you pay a fluffer?
I don't know, but we need him bad. We need him real bad.
We need to find what the market rate is.
If you trade for a fluffer, do you have to give up like a 5th round pick?
Hey, how close are we to Ralph drinking?
The compensation, I think, is different.
15 hundo. 15
oh, that's it? That's like 25
1,500 bits. Come on.
That's like $25.
It's like $15. Do it, people.
Oh, my God.
What's the last question, Thomas?
Coordinator fluffer.
Put that on a t-shirt.
That was pretty good.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Before I read the final question, let me do a quick donation update since you asked. Thanks to Jason Champagne for gifting us up. Thanks to Huda Golfer, who's on fire, for gifting us up. He's in the 2nd place right now, 2K behind Budrich, by the way. And thanks to your boy Alan, the MVP from last week, for gifting 5 subs. Damn.
Thank you.
So,
appreciate you guys.
Final question. Bruce HC asks, pay attention, Ralph. On a scale from omnishambles to divine intervention, what levels of shenanigans did the Bears game represent?
It's a good question. It's a good question, but like, I don't know if it was shenanigans. It didn't feel like shenanigans. It just felt like the Bears just being the Bears, like just like mashing the self-destruct button over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't feel like it was shenanigans. It was just their quarterback was fucking awful. Like it wasn't like weird plays happening. It was just he's terrible.
Like the Saints kind of like back, like sort of did a reverse U-turn into a win or something. Like it was a New Orleans left.
That would have been That would have been a horrific loss. Like horrific. If the Saints, if Chicago would have had 5 turnovers and missed a field goal, and the Saints still would have lost, I would have lost my mind. It would have just incredible.
Oh no, the calls to fire everybody and clean house and stuff, that would have you'd be here, you could hear it from low Earth orbit.
Occupy Airline Operation Occupy Airline would have been a go.
Yeah.
So
and there would have been no defending it.
No. Losing to Baguette Man.
There we go, Baguette Boy. That's what me and my son were calling him, Baguette Boy. Badgent. Honestly, maybe the Saints. Maybe the Saints should get him.
All right.
So now we got is going wild. By the way,
this thing. I hate. No, it's fucking this modem. F this modem.
So
thank you, Hatchet John. Oh, Budrich just made another donation.
Thank you, Budrich. There we go.
There it is. Right at the end. Right at the wire.
We still got game picks to make, Kevin. We're not done.
Budrich is in the lead right now, by the way.
We're in the final furlong.
You know, Andrew, you are well aware that I hate all ginger people. I don't believe they have souls. I just adding anything ginger is disgusting, including people.
Jesus.
And so drinking the ginger,
drink the Dalton.
Drink the Dalton.
Drink the Dalton. Oh. Ooh, it burns. It's my chest burns
so good.
like gonorrhea on a cheap whore. Hey, Sally, I need assistance. You know what it tasted like? It tasted like a stale gingerbread man cookie. Like just
what was better, the first or the second?
I mean, they're both awful. I mean, I guess the mango was like slightly less worse just because it had like a tinge of mango, which at least is kind of in theory enjoyable. Anything ginger, from ginger root to ginger women to ginger bread, it's all trash.
Ginger women?
I hate all of it.
Is Jason Champagne in the chat?
Yeah, the ginger whiskey was.
Well, you married the opposite of a ginger woman, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just ginger quarterbacks too. Hate you too, Andy Dalton.
He wasn't that bad.
All right, Thomas, it's game time.
Come on.
Review last week before we get into this Viking game.
I will do a quick donation update. Thanks to Andrew for
wait, hold on. Ambush has a good question. Ariel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what about the Little Mermaid, Ralph?
Her too.
No? Really?
Her too.
All right.
All gingers.
All right, because I've done some things to Ariel in my mind before.
Oh man!
Wow, I'm just kidding, guys.
I don't think anything I was saying.
Your
was
boy
that
Alan says Ariel. Your boy Alan, I think, agrees with me. He says Ariel is a Raz god.
Pocahontas and Mulan have higher Raz scores than Ariel.
I thought
Yeah, we did this.
Ariel's 40-yard dash can't be too good unless she has the legs, which is temporary. So
this ginger, man, it's lingering. The delicious hard hide's not pushing the taste out my mouth. All right,
we got to go with Tiana, right? She's from New Orleans.
Yeah.
We already did that, man. Come on. Quick donation update. Thanks also to Hatchet Jan, 1K bits, and Budrich. Let me look at the rankings. Budrich is in the lead, 7K bits. Huda Golfer, 45 Hondo, and third place, Hatchet Jan, 35. And let's go to the game predictions. Look at that, Dave. You predicted the score the Bears would have. So you get 5 points.
Oh, come on, baby! Let's
plus
go!
5. Oh, you fucked up with the Rashid Shaheed pick though. So minus 2 points for you. Andrew won with Derek Carr. Plus 2 points.
All right. Well, hey, man, that's good. 17. All right. So you get 5 points for nailing that. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, let's
Good
look
stuff.
at the standings now.
Kevin's still dominating us.
Yeah.
Not by much.
Kevin's smashing you guys.
No. Andrew and Dave are basically.
Am I gonna get
one
climbing
good
up
week?
the rear? Yeah.
One good week and a bad week from me from tying.
I'm gonna get relegated. I'm so far back.
Yeah. You're gonna have to make picks with our listeners.
That's right.
I mean, you can still come back, Rolf. You still have good players.
All right,
in
so
your back
Kevin,
pocket.
since you're
It's
here,
very, very, very nice of you, Thomas.
we have the
Very
rare
positive of you.
episode in season where Kevin is here. Kevin,
Yeah,
you can go
will see.
first.
You'll see, Dave. You'll see, Dave.
No, I know.
Kevin, you can go first.
I think this has been one of our better
by the way,
episodes.
the
I don't know
Saints-
whether it's because Kevin's here or not, but it's been one of our better episodes.
The Saints are a 2.5-point favorite at the Vikings, and they'll be facing
Somebody screwed up in Vegas there.
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. All right. Vikings 23, Saints 21.
Ooh.
I think Blake Grupe is going to miss a field goal, and that's going to bite us in the ass. Offensive player. God, let's see.
Yeah.
I think I can still take Taysom, yeah?
Yeah.
That is true. Andrew, how do you know, man?
I don't.
Andrew just like
Yeah, I think I can. I think I can still take Taysom.
You can.
So I will take Taysom.
I will allow that, man.
Wait, you can or can't?
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
Without the T. Taysom Hill it is.
I'll go next.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go against Kevin here. I like the Saints to win this game. It's gonna be the same game we see every week. It's gonna be ugly. Dobbs is gonna get a 58-yard run at one point. We're gonna be ready to burn the whole thing down. But then the Falcons are gonna gag a 2-score lead in Arizona against Kyler Murray, and the Saints are gonna find a way to come back and win. And you guys are all hating on Grupe, but I just want to say this Grupe's going to make a kick at the end, and he's going to shut all of us up for a week. Saints 20, Vikings 17. It's going to be tight. And I think Michael Thomas is going to turn it around after his catchless game. I think he's going to.
You think so?
Turn things around and have a big one. I'm going with MT.
I don't think so, though, because you picked him already, man. And you are out of your joker.
I thought you get 2 times. You can pick a player 2 times, you said.
That was just that
I think that's just a quarterback.
That was a special.
Yeah, you already picked Taysom as your joker, man. You're out of your jokers.
Try again.
Andrew.
Okay, so I can't take Michael Thomas.
No.
Okay, who can I take?
You can take Jimmy Graham.
No.
You can take
Foster Moreau.
Jimmy Graham.
Can I take Olave?
Kirkwood. Yeah, you can. That's like the only good player you have left.
Can I wait? Do kickers count?
Yeah, you can pick Grupe.
All right, I'll go with Blake Grupe.
All right.
There you go. Now that's putting money where your mouth is, right there.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, I'll go. Thomas, as always, I forgot my score.
Do you remember who won at least?
Yeah, the Saints win. The Saints are due every 5 weeks. They play amazing. They did it against New England. They won 34-0 or whatever it was. The Saints are due to kick the crap out of someone. It's going to be the Vikings. The Vikings, they blitz 6 people or more than any team in the NFL. And that should be bad for the Saints. But I think we're building a little momentum. Saints 31-13. I think the Saints are going to beat the Vikings nice and good. Juwan Johnson, he caught a touchdown last week. He's back healthy. I think him and Derek Carr are going to have a nice game. Juwan Johnson's my player for the Saints. And I just want to say this. I don't know that it's possible because Arizona's dreadful, and I know they're going to play Kyler Murray. But they're playing in Arizona, so that's like a 3:30 kickoff. So there is a potential if the Saints can win and Atlanta can lose, you go into the bye week 2 weeks clear, and then the Saints go to Atlanta with the opportunity to end Arthur Smith's coaching tenure.
No, we don't want to do that. No,
but they're not going to fire him if they lose to the Saints. But like, if the Saints get to 7-4 and Atlanta is 4-7, Arthur Smith is done. So I'm just saying, Sunday is going to be.
This is his first year, right?
It's third year, buddy.
Really?
Third year. Yeah.
Third
I thought it was his second at the most.
I'm just saying the Saints are going to go into the bye week 6-4. The vibes are going to be perfect. So Dave, who you got?
All right, I'll admit that I made this pick before I learned about Saints coin, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it anyway because I believe in this, and I'm using my brain and to make this decision. So I'm surprised Kevin picked the Vikings, but I am also going to pick the Vikings. I think. Look.
All those negative
podcast
comments
divided
on YouTube,
against itself cannot stand.
All the negative comments, Dave and Kevin on YouTube. Don't keep me and Andrew out of it.
Look, I'll die on
y'all. I'm out of here after this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kevin's out for another 12 weeks.
See you again Christmas week, Kevin.
You can say whatever you want on the YouTube comments because guess what? I don't read them. I have no idea what you're saying. I've never looked at them once. I didn't even know people were commenting on our YouTube video. If you want to see your comments and you want me to read your comments,
that intelligent.
Listen live and be on Twitch, and I can see all that. I respond on Twitch. But anyway, look, I'm not. Even with a good defense, even with all the turnovers, like this offense is it's holding us back. The running game is holding us back. This offense is holding us back. I'm not quite sure whether Derek Carr is holding us back. Our first half defense is holding us back. I've said it all show now. I've butted heads with Andrew. Andrew doesn't think that obviously he's picked the Saints. He doesn't think the Vikings. He doesn't think Josh Dobbs is good enough to do anything. I think Josh Dobbs is.
He's been on like 18 teams in 2 years.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's on this team, the Vikings now, and he looked pretty good last week. I watched that
1
game.
week.
He's got to play against. He's got to play against Dennis Allen in the second half.
Josh Dobbs is a
first half. He might go well. But
hey, and that's Andrew. Great point. Great clarification. Because you're right. Because in the second half, I really do think that he'll get shut down. But my thing is, and I said this earlier, I think the Vikings are a good enough team where if they have a lead, they're not as bad as the Bears. The Bears are terrible. The Bears are terrible. The Vikings are not as bad as the Bears. I know they started off slow. But they were on a streak now. What, 4 or 5 wins?
5 out of 6.
Yeah.
5 out of 6.
So I just if the Saints get down, which I think they're going to, if they get down early, and Andrew, I think you kind of could see that happening.
Get down, huh?
That's where you and I disagree. You think this is a team that's good enough to come back? I'm not sure that I do. So I'm picking Vikings 28-17. I'm picking last here, so I'm gonna pick.
Suck on this, bitch.
I am going to. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Marshawn Lattimore.
You can't pick a defense.
Jesus.
And Dave is like,
we've been playing this game for 10 weeks now, and Dave still doesn't get it.
Somebody
I don't think anything I was saying was that intelligent.
I picked Dalton Hilliard.
No.
Bobby Hebert.
I could have swore somebody.
Quinn Early.
I can't pick like defense/special teams.
No.
Glover.
Why?
You can pick special teams. Yeah, you can pick a kicker.
I haven't been around.
All right. Well, you were there week 1.
Billy Kilmer. Archie Manning.
All right.
Come on, Dave. Keep up, man. Keep up, old man.
No, it's getting late now. I am going to pick Taysom's already take.
You already picked Taysom, by the way.
No, I know, and I've.
Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and pick Jamal Williams? There's
No,
30
that's the
carries.
thing. No.
He already picked Jamal Williams.
I
Okay, never mind.
already did because I think Jamal Williams could be good, but I'm not stupid enough to pick him because I know that Dennis Allen is never going to use him the way that he should be used. We're back to like 2000. This
Come
is like
on, just
Pierre
pick
Thomas
Jimmy.
days.
Do a
We're back
Ralph.
to Jimmy is not even going to play. He's going to be a healthy
Jimmy's
scratch.
a free pick, man. Free pick.
You know what? I'm picking Foster Moreau.
Foster Moreau. All
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Of course, the one thing you can count on for the picks is I'll be completely wrong. Thomas, let's review the MVP results and the people who donated.
In fact, I'm texting Foster's dad right now and telling him to show up tomorrow at our meeting.
All right, MVP results. Tons of generosity. We reached 2 goals this episode. 5 different donators, Andrew included, who donated 100 bits. Thanks also to Jason Champagne for 500 bits. To Hatchet John, to Hudad Golfer, 2nd place, and to the MVP for the first time this season with 7k bits. The one, the only. Budrich, congratulations, Trivia Master.
Thank you, Budrich. But your highlights of the day have been really painful childhood memories. A couple of them for me this week. I don't appreciate that in the Discord. I want to remind everybody, if we reach our donation 4 weeks in a row, that means me and Dave and maybe Kevin and Andrew, when it comes around, we'll do a live mailbag on Twitch right after the main show. Last week we did it. I was totally blasted out of my mind. Dave was just making stuff up, trying to get me to drink. It was a great time for everybody. So thanks for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com and become a patron and support the show. And remember, live show, month away, December 8th. Get your tickets. We still have a few tickets available. Click on the link in the description. You can get a ticket. It's at Sports Drink. It's amazing. I forgot to promote it at the beginning of the show. You should do it. Guys, we can't do this show without you. Thanks for the support. Thanks to Dave, Andrew, Kevin for showing up. We'll see him again in 6 weeks. And Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Remember, kids, you're going to support a Saints podcast. You ought to support the one that wins awards. And until next time, the bar is closed.